If anyone was still wondering why Mark McGowan agreed to a joint press conference with Scott Morrison this month, they now have their answer. The state government was a big winner from the coalition's make-or-break pre-election budget, which confirmed WA would be at the centre of the campaigns for both parties. Your cookie settings are preventing this third-party content from displaying. If you'd like to view this content, please adjust your cookie settings. To find out more about how we use cookies, please see our cookie guide. Billions of dollars in new funding was secured in Josh Frydenberg's fourth budget, with all but a handful of items on the state's infrastructure wish list getting the green light. There was $4.3 billion for a large vessel dry dock at Henderson, $1.5 billion for the Pilbara, $2.1 billion for roads and rail, $375 million towards a new cancer centre at QEII, and $75 million to cover the rising cost of labour and steel associated with Perth City Deal projects. To put these figures in context, WA pocketed a 14% slice of the nation's infrastructure funding pie, which was 40% above the state's per capita share. Few would realise it, but the Commonwealth is now bankrolling the Metronet railway expansion, the McGowan government's legacy project, to the tune of almost $3.5 billion. It's just the latest example of how WA Labor and the Liberal National Coalition have worked constructively to their shared benefits since McGowan came to power 5 years ago. Respectful and professional is how insiders describe the open-door relationship that has existed since 2017. Matthias Cormann, the former Liberal senator, was initially the key figure in delivering funding for WA, a mantle that has since been taken by Tangney MP Ben N, one of Morrison's closest advisors, negotiated with McGowan and WA Transport Minister Rita Saffioti on this latest round of funding. By contrast, Colin Barnett couldn't secure assent from federal Liberal colleagues towards Optus Stadium and was at loggerheads with them over the now Perth freight link. N was in the background of photographs and visions shown nationwide when McGowan appeared alongside Morrison on the Swan River foreshore this month. The event took on greater prominence because McGowan was never seen publicly in WA with Anthony Albanese. What should have been a brief story confined to 1 or 2 days took on a life of its own when federal Labor figures in WA whinged anonymously to journalists. Albanese will have his own opportunities to appear chummy alongside McGowan over the next 6 weeks. But don't expect the Premier to be the Alps frontman in the West. Having had his face plastered all over campaign material in 2019, including on the side of a bus, McGowan received little gratitude from federal Labor colleagues for his attempt to get the unpopular bill shortened into the Lodge. Morrison, meanwhile, will continue to remind WA voters that no matter who they vote for at the federal poll, McGowan will still be Premier the next day.